Hello. Right. Because of the whole Black Friday sale on with Amazon and my kind of being drawn back into Battlefield, which I never thought would happen again, but have to say I am enjoying it. I'm on the hunt for decent FPS headphones. Now, they have to be wireless because of where I sit, and it's just, I can't be bothered with a long cable stretching right across the floor. In an ideal world, I would use those. Those are my Mezi Empyrean. Um, their soundstage is perfect. Their ability for judging distance about how far things are away. It knows when to put sound here and it knows when to draw the sound in, depending on where it is. If anybody's watched any previous video, might see me talk about the fact that I've tried different like audiophile headphones over the years. Some of them keep stuff too close in, and I don't just mean the soundstage is small. I mean certain instruments, say in an orchestral music score, instead of putting them over here, like we'll say and have the music, the instruments over here, and then say the vocals a bit more up close and personal, like it's the way it's meant to be, it's putting them at the same distance, and so it kind of messes things up. I think I think it was the Hi-Fi Man Stealth and another one I tried sounded amazing, but they kept everything too far away. So anything that was meant to be up close and personal, it couldn't judge the distance as well as what those do. And I tried quite a few, and some of them kept it too close, some of them kept it too far, but they seem to be able to walk that line and do it correctly. Now, because of that, they would be amazing for FPS games. They feel like clouds on your head. They are so comfortable, it's unbelievable. The sound of them is ridiculous, and I will literally cry the day they stop working. I probably won't, but I'll be close. So, Black Friday sale. One of the first ones I went for was the Corsair Void 2. These are ridiculously priced, so cheap at this moment in time. They are a no-brainer, really, but me be me. The microphone is more than acceptable. A lot of people say, nah, but it's completely fine. It's more than what you're ever going to need for online. It's great. The sound is really good on them as well. They're really light. You don't really feel much on them. Clamping force is not too bad. It's yeah, they're really good. But I ended up trying the Black Shark V2 Pro. The detail on them was better than what the Corsair was, but the imaging and sound cues was nowhere near as good. The stuff just wasn't spread out, like separated far enough. So sounds that were happening here, you could hear on the Corsair here, but on the Black Shark it was happening here, and it would bleed over to the rear, and maybe even slightly over to the rear right, which made obviously positioning really difficult with them. Software seemed fine. But this one has got a lot of boxes ticked. The Turtle Beach 700 Gen 3 build seems kind of like what these are. They are heavier. They're noticeably a bit heavier, but the clamping force is a bit more than what these are as well. But they're not too bad after a while. So they're certainly more noticeable long term. One thing which I don't particularly like, because unless you've got long flowing hair like Thor, headbands are a bit of a thing where they can make or break headsets for me. This one's nice, and it's quite wide, so that the weight is spread out over a large area. This one's a bit thinner, and this stuff really gives easily. When I took these off, I could feel these had been on my head. But these ones, again, it just sits on top of your head, and it's because it's so wide and the pressure's spread out. It's just so comfortable. But again, if I didn't have the worry about having to, because this is a custom made special pure silver cable and stuff, but it's only so long, it won't stretch. You can certainly get a cable which will stretch, and if someone could guarantee to me that the connector won't break after hundreds of times of being plugged in, plugged out, plugged in, plugged out, when I go from music to gaming, I would do that. I would just get a longer cable. But there's no way I'm risking this being taken out so many times and it just give way. Plus this is balanced and the PC isn't, so I would have to get just a special long cable. Not particularly expensive, but like I say, plugging it in and out, it would damage that connector over time. So I'm not going to risk it. So yeah, Turtle Beach, like I said, I wasn't happy with that. Clamp and Force is a bit more. The sound is definitely better than what the Corsair is. There's a lot more, I wouldn't say a lot more, but there's noticeable clarity. Positioning is slightly better as well, but they are a step up in sound quality to those, and I could tell almost straight away there was. Drivers, I think this is, I think there's two drivers in this. I think the 50mm. I think there's, but I think there's two drivers in. I think it's 50mm. I think this is 50mm as well. Off the top of my head. Things I don't like about it that kind of break it for me. See, the microphone, it's definitely worse than what this one is. This is pretty much trash. I would say it was. It's barely usable. Random people you maybe want to say odd words to, but it's not something you want to hold a conversation. It's up and down in volume. It's really not good. I was quite surprised how bad it was. But it's the same kind of thing. It's a pull down to use, just like the Corsair one is, which is a pull down and it turns on. But yeah, I could live with that just because the sound's obviously not super better. But with the Clamp and Force being a little bit too much, the headband which hurts, microphone which is trash, the amount of switches and buttons on it. Now I know there's a reason, because it can have this dual connection with Bluetooth and stuff at the same time. But when I was putting it on and putting it off, I had a habit of hitting things and not realize which wheel do I need to turn again. And this one up here changes the sound modes. If you accidentally hit this, it changes it from normal to bass, to then bass treble and something else. And if you don't notice you've pressed it, or you have, and you're like, oh, you have to reach up and you start pressing that when the actual game's running. There was just too many things on here that were just like, I know some people are like, oh, it's easy, but to me it was just like, it's overcomplicating things. So I wasn't a fan of that. But the thing which really kind of like put me off, like even if I could find a way of even getting a different headband or padding it out more, was the fact that in the time that I've used this, which is way more than that, this has never dropped signal. This one dropped signal twice in about an hour and a half, where it just disconnects and then reconnected, and I was like, right. So I tried in different USB ports and everything else, same thing. This one, doesn't matter where you put this one, whatever USB port on my PC, stays on, and they've both been updated. And that's another thing as well, when I was updating this took forever to update as well. They give you obviously the normal cable thing, but they give you two USB adapters, dongles, whatever you want to call them. So you can have it in two different things, which is quite cool. But again, after updating those, updating the headphones, there was no difference to it. The microphone still sounds bad, and the fact that it dropped connection twice in an hour and a half is a bit worrying, considering it was the first day. And this one has never done anything. This is literally just pick up, turn on, works. So it's getting to the point of like, I think I've covered everything. I don't think there's anything really else out there. There was only, is it the HyperX Cloud 3 wireless? But they are a bit old. I think they're like about 3 year old or something now. So again, with something like that, because it's so late on in its life, you could literally buy it and then 2 weeks from now, oh, the next one's out. I don't like buying products that have been out for too long. Some things aren't too bad, but when it's a bit of tech like that, where you know there's a sequel around the corner, it's been out for long enough now that there will be. So I'm a little bit hesitant on that one. The other one was a Turtle Beach, I'm trying to think of it now, it's Atlas something or other. It's open back, like what they are. So the comfort and the sound is going to be there on the Atlas ones. I'm sure of that. I believe the microphone is a bit better than this one. But again, microphones aren't make or break, they're kind of added bonus. But it's just the worry that they're going to have this dropout thing as well. After these have set the bar that high that they just don't drop out, and this has done it twice in an hour and a half, is it the headset that's the issue? And will the open back ones, them air ones, will they be fine? So I need to do a bit more research on that as well. I don't know much longer this Black Friday thing's going to last. I'll have to check actually. But yeah, it's another contender has fallen, and it seems as though the cheapest ones are still the ones to go for. Bizarre. Anyway, that's my thoughts on what I've come across there anyway. And back to Battlefield. Bye.